Also, a large amount of detail can be generated from the answers given. Given that they're open questions, you'll receive more information from the answers than if they were closed. Semi-structured interviews are reliable, easy to analyze. There's no miscommunication, as similarly to other interviews, you can clarify your points. Disadvantages of these are that participants' honesty cannot be guaranteed, same as the other interview types. Flexibility may reduce the reliability slightly compared to structured interviews, and the open-ended questions are more difficult to analyze due to the diversity of the answers given, as the answers will be different compared to a structured interview where the answers would be yes no answers. Semi-structured interviews will have a lot of maybe answers and justification of the maybes. So focus groups are similar to interviews. They're an interview style, however, it's a group of people instead of just the individual. So the people will discuss their opinions in a group rather than individually. So advantages of these are participants can answer questions in depth, similarly to semi-structured interviews and unstructured interviews. This allows researchers to develop a sense of people's understandings in different situations. Participants may be more honest as they're working in a group, they'll feel more comfortable rather than face-to-face and one-on-one. And different opinions will result in different answers to the questions, thus you'll gain richer and more varied data. However, this does come with disadvantages. It's impossible or near to impossible to maintain anonymity and privacy in groups, since people will see each other, they'll exchange names, etc., etc. Disagreements between participants could lead to the session being sidetracked and topics of conversations changing, thus your data will be invalidated. Due to the number of people involved, the discussions are difficult to manage, as linking to the previous point, and people with different personality types, e.g. introverts, will be less likely to speak their opinions than extroverted people, who will likely take over the conversation. And this might lead to an imbalance in the data, since some people may be more likely to speak than others. Observation. So there's participant observation, which is where you participate in the group yourself as an observer. So you join a team. You could join a gymnastics team or a football or netball team, or etc., etc., etc. So the data taken will be recorded in field notes, giving evidence using feelings, opinions, and emotions, etc. Non-participant is when you'll be observing from the sidelines rather than participating. You won't interact or communicate with the individuals, you'll just observe. And again, this comes with advantages and disadvantages. Advantages being it can take place in a natural environment rather than something artificial. The behavior will be witnessed live, and thus live responses can be registered. And ecological validity will be high because the environment is not set up. Disadvantages: if you're observing on your own, you probably will miss things. Especially if you're watching a team, it's too much to see at once. You will miss something. The investigator may be biased, which could invalidate the results. And certain ethical issues could be caused if the students do not know they're being watched. However, if they do know they're being watched, they may act in a certain way, which is known as the Hawthorne effect. Questionnaires. Questionnaires are a self-report technique. They collect data from a set list of questions asked to a participant. These can be open questions, which are you can answer however you want to, or closed questions, which are yes or no. Questionnaires are usually handed out in paper format or via email. So the data is extremely